Negative energy is very real, and being around this energy will absolutely affect your well-being. And even though some situations may be justified, being in an environment with a victim mentality doesn't help in any way, shape or form. And it's always a better idea to distance yourself from this negative mindset to keep experiencing a positive spiral. Welcome everyone, my name is Tobias Philipp and the topic of this episode is avoiding a victim mentality. We all have to deal with difficult situations in life, and some people face events that are truly disastrous. And I fully understand it, and I will absolutely not ignore it. What may seem like nothing to some can feel overwhelming to others. And the level of difficulty cannot be compared because so many different factors play a role that it is impossible to get a full picture. But whatever the situation is, a victim mindset will always create a negative environment. That will always be the case. And I can hardly believe anyone wants to be in a negative environment because it can quickly infect you. And before you know it, you're in a downward spiral, which will only harm you and make you feel terrible. And for those around you, it's not fun to be around that negativity. Nothing gets done and you are left unmotivated. And this is never a situation you want to find yourself in. But coming back to the fact that everyone's situation is different, I'm not here to judge or to put anyone down. But no matter the situation someone is in, seeing yourself as a victim doesn't help in the slightest. It literally has zero benefits and it only creates negative consequences for you. The only thing it achieves is getting compassion from others, which only gives a temporary boost of dopamine. But beyond that, there's not much that people can actually do. Some may offer their help, of course, but there has never been in the entire history of the world any real benefit for someone because they adopted a victim mentality. I have never heard someone not having to pay their taxes or getting a discount on their groceries or skipping an exam because of their situation. And in both directions, men or women, no one chooses a partner simply because they feel sorry for them. No one just says, I'll be with you because you're in a tough spot and I feel sorry for you. So no matter how hard it is, adopting a victim mentality is never a good idea. And you are always a product of your surroundings. You choose the people you spend time with. That's your choice alone. You choose where to go and where not to go. And this can be difficult to say no to someone or to something, but no one else deals with the consequences except for you. And many don't realize that simply being in a negative environment is enough to affect you, even if you don't act the same way. And we might think there's no harm in just being there, thinking we won't do what others are doing. But that's not how it works. If you are there, you will be affected. If you stand outside with people who are smoking, your clothes will smell like smoke, whether you want it or not. You cannot avoid it. And if you stay too long, you might even start smoking, no matter how much you're against it. Maybe someday when you're feeling down, it just gets to you. And before you know it, you find yourself smoking. Or if you're against it and it annoys you that others are doing it, they don't see your perspective. You have to distance yourself from them because in some way I can guarantee you it will do you no good. And if you notice someone positioning themselves as a victim, just give them a day or two to move past it, depending on the situation, of course. We all find ourselves in that mindset sometimes. But if you see no constructive steps forward, you have every right to explain the impact it's having and encourage them to take positive direction or to take positive action. And at some point, you have to stop trying to change them. And again, this can be very difficult, but I'll never let myself be dragged down into a downward spiral because of someone else's mindset. Long before I reach that point, I'll be on my own path forward, which of course you need to have if you're going to avoid that spiral. And life just is depressing. And it's always difficult. Everyone faces struggles daily. And most of life it's hard. It's only a few moments that we feel joy from achievements. And it works better to just accept this, because then when that next difficult moment comes, you won't be surprised. And also you need that polarity. You cannot experience joy without experiencing hardship. You cannot experience warmth without experiencing cold. They are inseparable. Both need to exist. And I don't understand where that mindset comes from, that we're supposed to be happy all of the time and only do fun things. If no one ever struggled, I can't imagine what the world would look like if everyone just said, I don't care, someone else should fix it, and then nothing would ever get done. So this is just the way it's meant to be, at least in my opinion. And we all face setbacks, obstacles, we all face difficulties. Some struggles are harder than others. What one person finds challenging, another might find easy, but we cannot compare ourselves to others. Even if someone else has no problem struggling with something, it's okay for you to struggle with it. But regardless of the situation, you have to move forward. You cannot let it stop you or hinder you or make it someone else's problem. If someone else's situation is holding you back, no matter how hard it is, you need to distance yourself from it and think about yourself and your own peace of mind. And that's at least how I look at it. Let me know in the comments what your opinion is. Also share this episode with others who you think may find it useful. It would be very much appreciated. And thank you very much for listening.